Hello, Sugar Plums. Welcome back to my channel. Guys, if you're interested to see how I make this absolutely gorgeous purse, make sure you watch the whole video. Hi guys, it's been a while. I miss you guys so much. This purse actually I made it a while ago, but I couldn't post it because I had major surgery done. So I'm still recovering. Unfortunately, that's what happened. But yeah, this purse we're gonna make like a peacock purse, like I mentioned in the last purse video that I did. And it's gonna be like almost like a reversible peacock purse where you can choose which side to wear. It doesn't really have a front or back side because both sides gonna be different. It's gonna be a two-tone purse like you saw in the preview. But for the first part of it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and make the first part of it because this mold, the mold when you buy the purse mold, it come with one, and when I bought it, they only had one available. Usually I'll buy two because I want to have both of them at the same time, so I don't have, I don't waste time. But this time around, when I bought it back in December, they only had one available, so I only got one. So I have to do it one at a time. But for the first part of the purse, we're gonna make it three color because I'm gonna be doing a clean dirty pour. If that make any sense, you'll see what I mean. But we're gonna be using orange, yellow, and red resin ink from Let's Resin, and as well I'm gonna be using mica powder as well for each of the corresponding color, just because I don't want this side of the purse to be sheer. Alcohol ink and resin ink, it's not, it will give you like some kind of sheer product when you doing it, but so I don't want this part to be sheer, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix them with the mica powder that is corresponding with the color that of the resin ink that I'm using. And that way I'll have a solid color, and also the resin ink will have like a sheen to it because of the mica powder. So like I say, I'm gonna be making a clean dirty pour. Basically I'm just gonna go ahead and add all my colors one after another, and I'm not gonna mix them. And that's what I mean by a clean dirty pour. Usually when you're doing a dirty pour, you can just pour and mix the colors however you want, but I don't want to mix the color. I want the colors to be shown, but not like quite individually, if you understand what I mean. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and add all the color one by one after another, just like this, and repeat the sequence that I started with. And that's what I'm gonna be doing. And then when I pour it in my mold, I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it without messing with it too much, just so we can have like different colors showing. I mean, I'm making a peacock purse, so peacock have like such beautiful colors. And so I wanted to kind of make one side to be this beautiful orangey red yellow color. So I'm just go ahead and pour my resin just like this. I'm not gonna mix them too much. Like I say, I'm just doing a clean dirty pour. And for this, I did not need that much resin. It's because I'm doing another project. I'm using the same colors, so that's what I mix that much resin. But I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it and mix enough on the mold, just because you don't want to overfill it, because I need I'm gonna make my design on the back, and then I need to pour a layer of clear on top while the it's still in the mold. So I'm not gonna demold anything until I pour a layer of clear. So I need to have that little space left to pour the clear on top, so that way do not overfill it. That mold actually took a little bit more resin than the square one that I usually make, but it's not a square, it's like a rectangle purse. But yeah, it usually take a little bit less than this one. This one probably you can get away with about 150 to 200 ml. You might have a little bit left, but yeah, this one, it seems like it does take a little bit more resin. I didn't quite measure the amount of resin that this one took, but I will the next person that I did. Like I said, I had major surgery done about like a little bit over a month ago, guys. I had an open abdominal total hysterectomy done. So, and it's, the recovery time is between 3 to 6 months. But, I'm doing good now. So that's why I'm recording this one for you guys. But believe it or not, this purse was actually made like before I had the surgery. But this is the bottom, the side, this side, and I'm gonna be doing a 3D peacock on it. And I use just the top part of the mold to make the top part of the peacock, because for the tail of the peacock, I'm gonna be doing it with loose gem. And you can see the effect that's on this side is because I use a broken mirror, broken glass, one of those window privacy film. But unfortunately, because I had used some clear resin on top, most of the effect was completely gone. You cannot see it, and which is a shame because I actually like the look of it. But yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind, because it's not iridescent. So I guess maybe if it was colored, you'll still be able to have the effect, but it's basically just clear and the effect was completely gone. I was completely sad about it because I liked the way it looked. But yeah, after we're done with the tail of the peacock, this is what it's gonna be looking like. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna be using some clear resin to seal the whole thing, but make sure that I don't have any resin that's gonna be on top of my gems or the top half of the peacock, because we want that part to be 3D and we're not gonna be using any resin on top of that. And whenever I'm doing a piece like this and I have to use clear resin before I remove the piece from the mold, I always make sure that I add resin, on the side, because otherwise if you just put resin on the top and not the side, you're gonna have like a very, very thick part of the edges on the side of the mold. So I always add a little bit of resin, on inside the side part of the mold. And now you can see I'm just adding a little bit, and I use like a popsicle stick to kind of stir the resin, make sure that it's nice and even. And if you do that while the resin is nice and still thin, it will level itself. Resin will level itself. So that's one thing you have to do. And this is what this is going to be looking like after I add my clear coat on it. Let that cure for 24 hours, and then I demold that, because I'm going to go ahead and use my deburring tool to clean the edges. And then we're going to use like a nail filer to kind of make it nice and smooth, because we will be adding resin again on top of it for flood coat. But before we do any of that, I went and cleaned that up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish this piece by adding some lavender flower all over the back. And I use temporary tattoo for that, guys. And everything that I use, guys, will be inside the Amazon store. Just click on the link and then you'll see everything that I use there, or I'll just add the link for you directly in the description. So make sure to check that out. And this is what this is looking like. And I'm just gonna go ahead and then put that aside so we can work on the other side of the purse. And for this side of the purse, we're gonna be using just two color. I'm gonna be using the yellow resin ink with a little bit of the rainbow marabou alcohol ink, and because I want it to be sheer but not completely sheer. And for this part, we're gonna be using this absolutely gorgeous light catcher, and this is stained glass, guys, so be extremely careful, because if it will break. And I got this one also on Amazon, and every other one that I found was actually way bigger than the mold. So this one was perfect, because even though it was slightly smaller, which is perfect because I wanted to have do like a 3D element also on it, on the edges. So that one was perfect. Again, like I say, everything that I use is gonna be in the description box below, or inside the Amazon link that's gonna be in the description box. So make sure to check that out. And this is what this is gonna be looking like. I use a little bit of the resin ink, and this resin inks, guys, they are from Let's Resin. They're not alcohol ink, they are resin ink. They are thicker than alcohol ink. So if you're gonna be using alcohol ink, you probably will need more than 1 or 2 drops to get the color that you need, because it's gonna be sheer. if you use alcohol ink. But yeah, so once I finish doing that, now I wanted to be sure, like I said, because it's a light catcher. You have the design on the front and also on the back, and I want the design, the peacock, to be also showing inside the purse, so I want it to be shown. Now I'm gonna be using a little bit of resin, just enough to do the background, just so that I can put my my stained glass peacock sitting on it, so that way it's going to be sitting in resin and not directly on the mold. But you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot, because if you put too much resin, it's going to overflow, and the whole yellow color is going to be on top of your stained glass, and I don't want any yellow color to be on the stained glass, because I'm going to be using clear to put it under resin. And this part is a little bit tricky, because I remember when I was doing that and I put the stained glass down, the resin will keep pushing it. It will keep pushing it down. So I had to keep moving it back to the center until the resin was thick enough, so it wasn't moving it a lot. So you have to keep an eye on it. Don't just put it down and then leave it, because if you do that, by the time you come and it start curing, it's going to be completely off center. So I had to keep an eye on it and keep moving and making sure it's in the center. Now, once this is, the resin start thicken up, and it's not moving, I went and start doing my, the border of it. And for the border, I'm going to be using some big teardrop white diamond loose gem and I'm going to be doing maybe every inches all around the stained glass. But I'm not gonna use the top part. I'm gonna be using leaving maybe a 3 inches apart, or 2 inches. I don't remember how big it was, but I'm showing right, because on the top part I'm gonna be using a very big oval loose gem to put on the top part to come in, so you can know this is the part that's going to be on the top. Now, once I finish doing that, I'm going to be adding a smaller gem in between each one of them, and those gems going to be under the resin. The only thing that's not going to be under the resin in this part, it's going to be the big teardrop gem and the big oval gem, but everything else going to be on the resin. And to kind of remove the demarcation mark between the stained glass and the gem, I'm going to be using a chain, a white diamond chain to all around, so that way it's gonna look cohesive, and you're not gonna be seeing that big demarcation mark on it. So once that is done, I went and add a nice thick clear resin on top of the whole thing, and everything that's gonna be under the resin will be under, and everything that's gonna be 3D, it's gonna be 3D. And I make sure that I don't have any resin that fall on the one that's supposed to be on top. So I let this cure for 24 hours. After 24 hours, I went and do the same thing for this one too. I will use my deburring tool. I clean the edges, and I use a nail filer to kind of smooth everything down. And also, I went and add a clear layer of resin on the inside of both of them. I didn't show you this. I never show you when I do this one, but I always mention it, guys, because I found when you put the clear layer resin on the inside, not only it gives the inside a nice shine, but it also makes sure that your piece is nice and sturdy. Now, once this is cured for another 24 hours, I went and add resin tape inside those both of them on the inside, so that way, because I'm gonna be doing a flood coat, and you don't want resin to sip and go on the inside, so it's gonna mess up your piece. So I use resin tape for both of the inside, and of course I put them on top of something, and I'm gonna do a very nice thick flood coat, guys. Go a little bit over. If you think you need 100 ml of resin, just go 150, just because you want a very nice thick coat. And also a little tip, guys, whenever I'm doing a flood coat, I always make sure I do a slip coat first. And basically what this is like, you can use your finger like I'm doing right now, and almost like if you're like buttering a pen, just go all over it, because that will help the resin flow a lot, because you already have that slip coat of resin on top of it. So when you add more resin on it, it's gonna level and slip and flood the way it's supposed to flood. And mostly because when you want the resin to flow on the edges of all over the edges, so that way you have a nice slip coat on it. So I always do that whenever I'm doing a flood coat. I always do a slip coat first, and then I add, my resin. And also, like I mentioned, because I don't want any resin to be on top of the 3D part of that's showing, make sure if I use like a lint free with some alcohol ink, with some alcohol, and I clean those if I have any resin that fall. Don't let the resin cure and try to remove it while it's still nice and liquidy, and use lint free alcohol, lint with some alcohol, and then clean that up, and I let this cure. And guys, this actually cure for this part right here I'm showing right now. That's like a little bit a month after, because like I said, I did the piece right before I finished my surgery, right before I went doing my surgery. The day before I went to the surgery, I did the flood coat, and this is like a couple of days ago. So that was a little bit like a month, maybe like a week, a month and a week. So that was a couple of days ago. So I was finally be able to finish it. And this is what the piece looked like. I removed the tape, and I absolutely love the way it looked. Now all I have to do is put the piece inside the frame and glue them with my resin again, and then I will be done. But for this part, the frame, because I'm using a round frame, it's a lot harder to add the little plastic vinyl for the purse. And you have to add the plastic vinyl or any kind of thing to help you, because if you're gonna put something, if it's a usable purse that you're doing and you want to put stuff inside of it, you need that piece to hold the purse together. So because it was very hard for me to add the plastic vinyl, I use fabric, and I use like almost like, this is like a pinkish salmon color fabric, and it's a very soft fabric, so I was able to kind of manage it better. And in the center where we have, because I didn't put the fabric all the way down, I'm gonna be using a little piece of the clear vinyl there, because if you're gonna put money in it, you don't want any money to fall down. So I use that. And once that's done, I use the same Promise resin to cure the purse, just like I did before, and 24 hours both side. And this is what the finished result looked like. I absolutely love the way this one come out, guys. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I like the fact that the peacock is showing on the inside as well. I like the fact that it's like two different colors, and you can use both side. For the front part of the purse, and it's almost like you have two purse in one. I don't know. I said all the time whenever I make a purse, oh, this is my favorite. Well, again, this one is probably my favorite one that I made so far. Guys, if you want to, if you have like a purse in mind that you would like me to try and do, just leave a comment down below and let me know what kind of purse you want me to try to do next. And guys, please be patient with me. Like I said, I had major surgery not a little bit over a month ago, so it's probably gonna be a little bit slow on the upload. But that being said, I will still do my best to upload some video for you guys. But if you are new to the channel, guys, thank you very much for stopping by. Just go ahead and click the subscribe button, like the video, share with your friend and family, and make sure you click on the notification bell so that way you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you again for being here. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you. Thank you so very much, guys. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this purchase like I do. And if you do, again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friend and family. I'll see you on the next video. But until then, you guys, you know the drill. Be blessed and stay blessed. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.